U.S. airlines are facing a serious pilot shortage, according to a story in today's Wall Street Journal. Airline officials say more pilots are leaving the job, and government rules require new pilots to have much more flight experience.
So is this shortage a fact or just a scare tactic? With us now, CBS News travel editor Peter Greenberg and Captain Chesley Sullenberger, CBS News aviation and safety expert. Captain Sullenberger, is this a legitimate concern?
Well, good morning, Charlie.
Good morning to you.
You know, this strikes me as a cynical effort on the part of some in the industry to cry wolf and use scare tactics in an attempt to influence the FAA when they write the final rule on pilot experience to weaken it. And this pilot experience requirement is one that's mandated by the Congress, by the way, in unanimous votes in the House and Senate, an amazing accomplishment in this political environment, to solve problems in the regional airline industry that have been the result of a dozen years of crashes taking needless lives, including Continental Connection 3407 in Buffalo in February 2009 that claimed 50 lives. And I can tell you that what this means to the traveler, and Gayle King too, when they are concerned about whether we have one level of safety in the industry or not, and we currently don't in some important ways, it means that they're going to continue to hire pilots who aren't really fully experienced to be airline pilots. And when they go into the right seat of a regional jet as a new hire pilot, they're still getting on-the-job training with you as a passenger in the back. It means that until they've got much more time, probably several thousand hours, they haven't seen that many cycles of the seasons of the year, the thunderstorms in summer, the ice and snow in winter. You know, experience matters. And if my first officer, Jeff Skiles, and I on the Hudson River flight hadn't been as experienced, if we had had much less time, we could not have had the same outcome, and people likely would have died.
Captain, you sound like you're fired up about this. I mean, you hear this Wall Street Journal piece quotes a number of airline industry officials who say there's going to be a crisis, we won't have enough pilots, we're not going to be able to fly planes, and you sound like that this is them creating a crisis out of something for their own benefit.
Exactly. You know, this is not a surprise to anyone. You know, we've known since December 2007 what the mandatory age for retirement for pilots is going to be. We've known that these rules were coming for several years. In fact, in congressional testimony this year, a Regional Airline Association official, in response to a congressional question, indicated that they fully expected by August of 2012, which has already passed, that their member airlines would be completely compliant with the airline transport pilot license requirement in the new rule. As a matter of fact, they go to further say that out of their 18,000 regional pilots, only 100 might not be, and that's because they haven't yet reached the age of 23, which is one of the requirements.
Let me bring Peter into this. Can the airlines meet these requirements?
Oh, they can and they will. The problem is, Sully talks about the 2007 rule that extended the mandatory retirement age to 65. So the airlines have known about this for 5 years. They got a free pass. They had pilots who could then fly till the age of 65. The other issue that's happening now is, in terms of the economy, a lot of airline pilots are taking early retirement because their pensions have been frozen, they're not happy anymore, they're leaving in unprecedented numbers. So you have a gap there. But let's go back to Colgan Air. That's 2009. As a result of that, the National Transportation Safety Board made an urgent recommendation, which the FAA then adapted, saying you need at least 1,500 hours of experience before they're going to let you in the plane. The airlines have to be able to field those people. The problem is it's not a surprise to the airline industry. They're acting as if this is a big surprise. They've known about it for quite some time.
So what do you differ from what Sully said?
I don't.
They're totally on the same page.
Absolutely. Yeah, because the problem is you can't create a crisis here saying it's going to be an economic impact, we're going to have a problem, when you've known about it for a long time. And the rules that are in place right now, and I think Sully would agree, are minimum rules. That we're just starting this. I mean, if you see what the actual requirements were for hours of pilot experience prior to this, they were laughable. So now we're getting to a better level, but it's still not where we need to be.
So, Captain, what do you think the solution is?
Well, I think the solution is what we do in any democracy with a free market. When the airlines create working conditions and have wages that will attract qualified, experienced pilots, they will have enough applicants.
All right, Peter Greenberg and Captain Sullenberger, great to see both of you. Thank you so much. Good information.